I'm going to run this animation in a moment, and what we have to consider is it'll show you how it's ducking back and forwards over thousands of years like so, and every time it goes through into the northern hemisphere, the Coriolis effect causes the oceans and the jet stream and the clouds to form and rotate in the opposite direction. And this is what's confusing the astronomers at the moment. They don't realise that we have already crossed through the equatorial line of the Milky Way galaxy. If you were doing tests like we have done thousands of tests here, and you drain water out of your sink, what you do is you take a CD or something like that with a small hole in it, put it over the drain, and then let the water drain through and put something floating on the surface, and you'll find that it'll turn clockwise in the southern hemisphere and counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere. But if you do it minute after minute for hours at a time, you'll reach a point where possibly for a 5-minute period it will reverse the other direction, the way it was prior to crossing the Milky Way galaxy on December the 11th, 2011. The reason for that is from the center of the galaxy, magnetic waves are coming out, and they're spiked like so. Very, very, very close together. You couldn't see it on this scale here. It's just a very fine line. But as we're traveling forward at 69,000 kilometers an hour, or in America, 43,200 miles per hour, it will hit one of these peaks and then for a few minutes be in the same configuration, if you like, of the southern hemisphere, and then the majority of the time the wave will give us the north of the galaxy, and therefore the rotation will be reversed in the northern hemisphere, and in Australia, for example, it'll be turning clockwise where it was turning counterclockwise before December the 11th, 2011. So I'll run this, and we'll just show you what's happening. So that's the equatorial plane there, and over thousands of years we're jumping back and forwards like this, and astronomers of course will put it on there forever, but in fact we've only been through twice. We'll now go to another program. This is called Orbits, if I can get it to run, and it is quite an old program which I've had for many years. And what happens is I'll show you the solar output, and we'll see that the fusion rate is 657 million tons of hydrogen converted to helium, losing 4.5 million tons and ending up with 652.5 million tons. And this becomes photons and light and heat that come and nourish the earth. But that number there is how many times the word Lord is in the New Testament. So the King James Bible, of course, is a trap. The Freemasons didn't have any idea that there could be something that would be smarter than them collectively, and this is why when I'm born as a baby I just work it out. Protocols of the Zionists, number 14, say that we will forbid Christ, and that's why I can tell you something. For example, the Cook expedition, when he left Tahiti after studying the transition of Venus, he went towards what we now know as Antarctica, looking for another continent. He got down to 7110 degrees and ran into a wall of ice, and then with barge poles was able to push the ship, the Endeavour, off of the ice, and then made his way back up towards New Zealand, which had been discovered by 127 years earlier. So they knew where it was. They also knew where Australia was. Now, what happened was on August the 30th, he noted in his journal, cited a comet, magnificent comet. It was the comet that was discovered by Messier in France on the 8th of August 1769, and it was called the Great Comet. However, since I mentioned this on the internet some years ago, you can't find that information anymore, and Cook didn't get down to Antarctica until 1771 or something stupid like that. So they changed it all. I won't tell you where the information is because I'll go in and change that. So on the internet, you won't be able to find what I'm telling you. You will be able to find the Messier Comet. And if you add 8,888 days to that, August the 8th in 1769, it'll give you December the 20th, 2012. So we'll just go to another animation here. And what we're going to look for at this point is, let's see here, the Earth orbit, orbital motion, track motion. So what's going to happen here is you'll see what the solar system is doing. So if you can imagine the a line at 63.5 degrees angled to the yellow line, which is the sun proceeding northwards, that's the angle we have crossed the Milky Way galaxy equator. So it's quite a wonderful thing to observe. So we'll just leave that there for now, and I'm going to splice this into an upload we're doing on Kukulkan, because Kukulkan is the exact image of myself as an old man, because it was Gabriel, the archangel, and the pyramids around the world, countless thousands of them, are all built by the angels, and information was given to them to prove once and for all that when I get here, the Zionists, with their Protocol 14, which is going to prevent me, is going to be a lost cause for them. Also the Hindi, which also look to Kali, which is Yahweh, Jehovah, will be identified in 2012. Now I won't go and make too much of a fuss about that, because it is in ancient Vedas, and again, if I get too close to the truth, what happens is the Wikipedia, which is bullshit, and all other web pages will be altered to prevent Christ.